Hi and welcome to Outwell. In this film I'm going to talk you through the features of our Biscayne 5, which is from our Superior collection. You can see that the Biscayne 5 is a large tunnel designed tent which is aimed to sleep up to 5 people. With it being in our Superior collection, you'll find the fly sheet that we're using on here is our Outex 6000. This is a polyester material which has been PU coated on the inside, and then all of the seams on here have been fully taped to ensure that it has a hydrostatic head of 6,000mm and is therefore totally waterproof. All of the side panels, all of the blue panels on the tent you'll see have been embossed with the Outwell logo just for an extra bit of detail. The frame that we're using here is our hybrid frame system, so you can see that there are two different components to the frame. We have the steel poles which run from the front to the back of the tent, ensuring that it's going to be strong and stable, and then between each steel pole we then have the Duratec fiberglass poles which create these eyebrow poles above the windows here. The hybrid frame allows this to then become a freestanding tunnel design tent. And what that means is that once you've put all the poles through, you can actually move this tent exactly where you want to then pitch it. The other advantage is that it allows us to create this ventilation area in here, which we will show you in more detail from the inside of the tent. Some other features to point out is our innovative Outwell wind stabilizer system. This is where we're using these Velcro tabs which are attached to the fly sheet to wrap around the poles and secure in place. You'll find that there's one on the top and on the bottom of every pole from front to back, which is then attached to our guy lines, and when we peg the guy lines out, it pulls the entire fly sheet against the frame of the tent and it makes it far more stable. So that means that you can use this tent even in the worst of weather conditions. The guy lines themselves are luminous guy lines from front to back, so you will also find that you shouldn't be tripping over these quite as easily. And then each guy line also has its own retainer, so when it comes to packing away the tent, we can wrap the guy line up in our hands and pop it into the retainer so that the next time we come to use the tent, the guy lines are easily accessible. Another feature on here is the Outwell easy pegging system. This is where we supply you with 3 different styles of pegs with the tent. We have the solid steel anchor pegs designed for use on all the corners of the tent. We then have the luminous plastic peg, which is designed to be used with the luminous guy lines. And then we have the black plastic peg for all the other pegging points around the tent. And the easy pegging system is there just to make sure you're getting the right peg in the right place. Other features on the tent, you'll see down the side here we have large windows all the way down here, and each one of these windows is a tinted window. So it serves 2 key functions. One is to reduce the amount of glare from sunshine within the tent, and the second is just to give you that little bit more privacy. When you come round to the front of the tent, you'll see here that we have this shaded area thanks to the canopy which is pre-attached to the tent. This gives you a great outside area to sit in. If you're lucky enough for it to be sunny, it'll be nice and shaded, or if it's a little bit drizzly, then obviously you have a protected area at the front of the tent. The front wall of the tent itself then has some mesh ventilation panels at the top, and there is also 2 large tinted windows on either side as well. These all have curtains on here which can be fully closed. The door itself, you can see, has also a very large window on there too. Nice feature on this wall is that this can be completely zipped open just to create a full open fronted tent as well. I'll just point out the ground sheet that we're using in here. This is a fully sealed ground sheet from front to back and all the way around the sides. So this is a double coated polyethylene material which has a hydrostatic head of 10,000mm, and obviously this is built to last. With it being bathtub in style as well, coming up at the edges, it's going to protect you from the elements and hopefully keep those unwanted bugs from getting in as well. Stepping into the tent itself, you can see that there's certainly plenty of space in here. I have plenty of head height above me and I'm about 1.95 m tall. Around us, lots of space as well for storage solutions and for furniture and things like this as well. As I mentioned, we have these large windows allowing enough light in here for it to feel very spacious. If you want a little bit more privacy, then each window actually has its own curtain, which can just be toggled away, as you can see at the bottom here. We can undo this though, and then you'll find 2 zips on either side, and then we can just bring this up just to close all the windows exactly how much you want, so you can choose how much privacy you're getting or how much light you're getting into the tent as well. Just above my head here, you'll see that we have a lantern hanging point, and then running away from that we have a cable tidy which comes all the way down to our cable entry point. This just allows us to bring any electrics into the tent without having to run cables through any of the doors. At the top of each panel inside the tent we can point out the ventilation system that we mentioned earlier on. So what we can see here is that you have the option of having it completely open, like this, or if we just take these toggles out, we can then fully close this area, like so. But then you'll find there's extra zips here as well, which allow you to open the curtain, and this can be rolled away. And that gives you the mesh panel in between here, so still getting great ventilation, but not letting any bugs into the tent as well. So there is a door on this side here, and there is also a door on the other side as well. And what you'll find is both of these doors have mesh panels here again, so these can be opened up and you can close over your mesh panels. At the back of the tent is where you'll find the sleeping compartments, and as I mentioned earlier on, this tent sleeps up to 5 people. The bedrooms actually come pre-attached in here, and you can see that the way that they're attached to the tent is with our wave-shaped hanging point system. What this does is it takes any stress point off of the seam of the bedroom, ensuring that these are in position in a secure fashion. Other features on here, you'll find that we have the mesh storage pockets on the outside, and the doors for the bedrooms also, you can see here, have mesh panels which can be opened up for ventilation. And then little detail here is just on the zips we actually have colour coordinated piping, which just allows us to freely move the zip without it being caught on any fabric. A real nice feature here also is that we're using our universal bedrooms, so all we have to do is just unclip at the front, and if we unclipped at the back and take the zips in the middle, then we can see here that quite simply you can get rid of one bedroom completely, leaving the bigger bedroom and even more living space for yourself. And obviously we can just clip that back into position as well. So other features inside the bedroom, we have some mesh storage pockets on the inside. We also have a large mesh ventilation panel towards the rear of the tent, which corresponds to outside ventilation. And you can also see that the bedrooms themselves have been separated with this sheet of material which fully zips closed. Obviously this can be opened as well to create one large bedroom. At the top you'll see that the material is actually a darker material than the rest of the bedroom. This is just to stop the sunshine coming into the bedroom in the morning when you're trying to sleep. On this side here you'll see that we do have a door on the side of the bedroom, and this can lead into the optional extra storage pod if you had one attached to the tent. So there are a few different optional extras for the tent, including a carpet for the living space just for a little bit more comfort. There's then a footprint to go under the tent, and then we have 3 separate pods which can be attached to the side doors on the tent as well, which include a cuisine pod, a storage pod or a side pod. We also have an awning available for the tent as well. So that's all the features of our Biscayne 5. Thanks very much for watching.